What's up, guys? This week's devotional, we are going to be looking at the song Broken Vessels by Hillsong Worship. This song is based on the hymn Amazing Grace. Everybody knows Amazing Grace. It's a great song. This song holds a lot of personal value to me. It came to me at a time when I needed it most. And so I'm basically just going to take you through a little bit of backstory. I'm going to read you some lyrics and list like one or two takeaways from this season of life and what God taught me. I'm not going to list 25 like Matt would have me, like he would in a sermon. I'm going to list one or two because I don't have that much in my brain. But little backstory on the song. God gave it to me when I was in middle school. What a time to be alive, honestly. But it was a season of isolation and feeling really lonely. And I was looking back and I was taking notes for this devotional, and I realized that all I wanted at the time was a friend. I had just struggled in relationships, and I needed a friend. I remember being alone in my bedroom. I think I was 7th grade, roughly, and crying out to God out of frustration, but also confusion. I just didn't understand how I fit into His plan. I didn't understand how I could add. I would only take away. I just didn't understand Him, and so I did what anybody would do, is I just asked Him about it. I wanted to know Him more deeply, and I wanted to really get to know Him during that season, because I felt like I had nothing. And so I didn't have an immediate answer, but I was in a youth group just very similar to ones that you're in. Nori was actually in my youth group. Matt was my youth leader. And we eventually ran across this song called Broken Vessels. And I'm going to read just these few lines in it that really stuck out to me. And I'm going to read it right here. Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see it now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Oh, those are such good lyrics. Go look up this song. I think these lyrics spoke to me because God really addressed all the details of the questions that I was asking. He addressed what season I was in. In a sense, I was lost, and He found me. I was broken, and He repaired me through a process that I fight and learn from still today. I was blind, but suddenly I could see Him for what He was. I really love the line in this where it says, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. I suddenly could picture Jesus on the cross, remembering me as His blood was being poured out. I could picture Him on there thinking, I love her, and thinking of you, and thinking of everyone in the world, but just individually, I just suddenly felt seen by Him, and it was personal. And that shifted the way I saw God. He suddenly was not just up in the clouds, this just scary, confusing entity. He was suddenly just very real and personal. From that point on, I really realized how personal God was, and this scripture is one of my favorite. I'm going to read it for you because I think it really encompasses what this song was trying to portray. It is Psalm, 34:17. When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of their troubles. The Lord is near the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. Affliction will slay the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be condemned. The Lord redeems the life of His servants. None of those who take refuge in Him will be condemned. I love that scripture, Psalm 34:17 through 22. I really think my two takeaways from this season of life where God gave me this song to heal, number one is that God is personal. He is involved, and He is not afraid of your questions or confusion. If you have questions, go to Him first. Ask your leaders, ask Nori and Jackson, ask me. We can tell you about Him and tell you the seasons of life we've been through. And then the second takeaway that God really still impresses upon me today is that God meets you where you are. I came to him totally full of questions, even frustrated, confused, maybe even a little angry, just really wanting to know him, very inquisitive. But I wanted all of the youth, everybody to know, I just want everyone to take this away. You don't have to clean yourself up to go to God. You don't have to make yourself this Instagram beautiful picture of your life. You just need to come before him with all the baggage and the confusion and the questions. You're not going to scare him away. Those two things, he still teaches me daily. That this song, go listen to it, is so good. I hope this was helpful. But again, if you guys have any questions, come to us. Come ask us, and we can take you through our season of life and tell you about how God redeemed us and continues to redeem us every single day. So I appreciate you guys listening, and let me know if you have any questions.